Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Film podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the darkest timeline. This is a podcast where we watch bad movies connected by actors. I'm David.
I'm Ian. I'm Dylan.
I'm Britt.
And this week we watched Frankenstein.
I don't care.
It's really bad.
Glassy-eyed the entire time.
It was not memorable.
No, it was memorable.
Was it memorable?
How bad it was.
I can't remember anything about it.
I barely can remember anything.
I can remember everything about it. It was a classic struggle between religion and science, between faith and facts,
And
between gargoyles and demons.
Those were both religious.
what was?
The gargoyles and the demons, they were both religious. They were opposite sides of religious.
Yeah, but what religion's gargoyle?
That makes you think.
They were
Apparently Christian.
They were part angel. They were part angel. That was one of the things.
They were pseudo-angels.
Pseudo-angels.
They were like,
Angel-esque?
They were deputy.
They were
Deputy angel?
Yeah, deputy angels, I think would be the best way to describe
God
them.
wanted to make gargoyles. That's what they are.
Oh, boy.
So, let's start off with a brief recap of the plot of the movie.
Do not pick me. I do not remember any of it.
Okay.
Do you want to do it in your best movie guy voice?
Okay.
In a world.
In a world. That whole thing.
No, don't. do that.
Do you want that?
That might even be trademarked.
Do you
We
want
might
that
be-
for 5 minutes? That's for one guy's voice.
Oh, I'm sure he wrote... He's actually dead, that guy.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
How is
Way
he
to
keep,
make that really dark.
How does he keep
Come on,
doing
guys,
the
get real.
trailers?
Just cut and paste. Cut and paste.
Cut and paste.
In a world where one man
Cut. All right, thanks, Josh. We
must
got it.
discover the secret of happiness.
I hate this. Okay, so 200 years ago, Victor M. Frankenstein.
Victor Michelle Frankenstein.
Victor Michelle Frankenstein uses 5 eels to resurrect a man. Was it 5?
I think it was 5.
Uses 5 eels to resurrect the amalgamations of 8 different men. 8 different men that looked like Aaron Eckhart.
Boom, 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 boom.
He then decides that was a bad idea and throws Frankenstein in a river. Frankenstein doesn't drown because he's Frankenstein. No, sorry. That was one of my problems.
Yes!
Why'd I do it?
Yes!
No!
You
No!
did it!
The monster, not Frankenstein.
You f***ed it up.
Oh!
Yes.
Frankenstein throws the monster in the river, hoping it will... I mean, the narration says he tried to destroy the monster, but he just kind of threw it in a shallow river. Didn't pan out. The monster walks away and kills Frankenstein's wife.
Oops.
because a life for a life. Apparently, I don't know where the first life came from, but the second one was sure as hell Victor Frankenstein's wife.
Yeah, no one
And-
died before that.
No.
He said a life for a life. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, he was given life, so he took hers, I guess.
Or was the dead bodies he was made from?
Whatever.
They just died though from a graveyard.
Let's just get to the end of this.
Anyway, he goes off to Siberia or somewhere else with snow, and Victor Frankenstein follows him, but gets very cold and dies. And so the monster decides to bury him in a church somewhere far away from Siberia.
It was his family graveyard.
Was it?
Yeah,
It's
said
very,
that.
very kind of him.
His
Does that mean
family
it was all-
graveyard.
Wait, does that mean his family's is gargoyles?
What?
No,
it
they
was
were
a
just
gargoyle.
they were nearby.
No, because remember one of the headstones was the stupid cross they have
Right.
that he pulled out and stabbed him with.
Because Jesus was crucified on one of those crosses.
Yeah, on one of those three crossed crosses,
Yeah.
triple crossed crosses.
Wow, you guys were listening.
That's how they work. No, that's
no,
not.
we're lying to you.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
None of this is true.
Okay.
No, well, not the
Brett,
Jesus part.
you may be unfamiliar with fiction.
Let me tell you,
I only seek the truth, my friends.
Lent just started.
Oh,
Time to
perfect.
get your button to church.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect.
Anyway, so the monster is burying Frankenstein, and then some demons show up to try and capture him because they've heard of him, and then some gargoyles who happen to be nearby save him and then bring him back to the Gargoyle Queen, which sounds a lot cooler than it is. and they decide, or she decides, that he has potential for a soul and lets him go, and then he lives in Siberia or somewhere else with snow again for like 200 years. Yes, Brett?
Wait, pause really quick. Are we going to recap the entire movie? Because
No. Everything gets real simple after this.
Oh, I hope so.
He comes back after 200 years.
Oh, that's right.
And he wants the book, and everybody else wants the book. And the demons are trying to make a whole lot of other Frankensteins so that they can implant demon souls into the Frankensteins, because Frankensteins, I mean the word Frankenstein again.
You never mentioned the book before now.
Victor Frankenstein's diary is the key to all things.
Oh, man, that's going to be cut and chopped.
Anyway, everybody wants Aaron Eckhart and his dad's journal. And they all try. A lot of people get killed on both sides. Everybody's kind of a dick. And then eventually the Demon King gets murdered, and so do all the monsters he was trying to create for the demon souls. And he earns a soul because it's a movie.
I don't know what you mean by. And then eventually the Demon King gets murdered, and so do all the monsters he was trying to create for the demon souls and the GE Getcher of the soul.
I want to see if Siri would find anything about like the movie. Be like, oh yeah, that's I Frankenstein.
Anyway,
Demon King.
they destroy the Demon King gets murdered by the monster who likes to call himself Adam. For like 200 years, he likes to call himself Adam, and then the Demon King's all like, "You are your father's son. You are Frankenstein." And then at the end of the movie, after he's killed the Demon King, and the gargoyles are like, "You have a soul now, so you're cool, bro." He's talking about himself in like the weird third person, and he's like, "I hero,
I monster killer,
I descender of demons, I Frankenstein." At which point, my
Whoa.
and exploded, killing me.
What?
It was messy.
Yeah, even your twin brother was like, what the was that?
It took 6 electric eels to bring him back.
Oh, it was 6, not 5.
No, it was 5.
No, 5 for Aaron, 6 for Dylan.
Oh, oof.
Yeah.
One of them up the...
When
Luckily,
yeah.
I got parts from people that look like Aaron Eckhart as well.
Just the though.
And the throat. That's where I get my
alright.
golden voice.
wasn't that movie Aaron Eckhart's?
Oh, boy. No, that guy...
And then it was beautiful and filled with
Oh.
Wait a second. Wait, real quick. David's saying the beautiful.
Aaron Eckhart's is.
All right, fair enough.
I'll stand by that.
I believe you. Good job.
That's the whole plot of the movie. I think Dylan knocked it out of the park, yeah?
Yeah, that was a very, very inspecific near the end, but it doesn't matter.
Nope. Nothing else really happened. So, what was your favorite part?
Oh, God, no. Apparently, David's favorite part was Aaron Eckhart's...
Don't speak on my behalf.
Oh, sorry, fair enough.
My favorite part was completely blanking out during most of the movie. When my eyes glassed over and I could no longer see like most men see. And I envisioned a better movie that was based on the Gargoyles animated series. That's what I was watching. And it was beautiful. And it had really good effects. And they really got the characterization down for the gargoyles.
Was one of the gargoyles played by Jai Courtney?
No, because in this movie, he has no soul. He was dead inside. Nothing going on with that guy.
Yeah, he did a terrible, terrible job.
My favorite part of this movie was, indeed, this movie looked beautiful. It was just gorgeous. When you kill a demon, like this pillar of fire comes out of their chest and like goes down to the ground. Or when you kill a gargoyle, it's like the Luxor light popping up and shooting straight into heaven.
That is a good way to say it, Luxor light. So people would know. It's that beam of light going... Pow!
Right. And it had a really cool feel to it when it came to production value.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was pretty.
Ish.
It would just about as pretty as my Gargoyles movie in my head was.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Aaron Eckhart.
Also, the the gargoyles themselves, when they're in their gorilla, bear, monkey, flying monkey form, I thought they looked pretty cool.
Oh.
I did.
Well, they looked like gargoyles.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's a gargoyle. It looks like a gargoyle. They tried to make it looking enough like stone. Failed a bit.
Yeah. I would say it did look a little solid for CG.
But we're talking about favorite parts, so maybe laugh the negativity.
I'm standing by it. I liked it.
Really quick, what is the year this movie came out? Does anybody know?
2014.
2014.
What are you kidding
Dude, I
me?
feel like it was so much longer ago that I watched it the first time.
I thought this was
Came out January 2014.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't care about that. That's still. I thought this was like straight up 2010.
No.
14.
Hey, do you want to rethink how beautiful it was now?
This is like. Think about it. This is like 2 years
It was
ago.
gorgeous. My favorite part was the cinematography and the overall look. Who else gave their favorite part?
Tom and Brad.
I'm going to say my favorite part is going to be Aaron Eckhart's giant duster pockets.
Yes.
that were large enough to fit 2 3-foot metal rods. Just like gotta slip them in there.
Yeah, I would say 3 foot, like in the least, if not 3.5, 4.
Yeah. Big old long metal rods. Just kind of slipped them in there and walked away. Like, yeah, okay, I'm taking these.
Batman would be jealous.
Batman's
cape would be jealous.
Batman was always jealous of Aaron Eckhart.
And the funny part was that was like a magic duster because he would jump off a building and that thing would just float in the background, like as if there's no, like 30-pound
Oh, yeah.
staffs.
It's
in
like
there.
they were specifically said to be too heavy for a normal
wield.
person to wield.
Yeah, right.
And he was just like, yeah, these are pretty heavy. Go into his coat, weightless as f***.
Right. What was that, like triple stitched?
He probably got that duster from Victor Frankenstein's lab.
No, I don't think that's where he got it.
Where'd he get it?
Exactly where. He is a scion of a very well-known god.
Oh boy, here comes another one.
Oh, you think that this is another acolyte of Brenloft?
Oh, this is totally an acolyte of Brenloft.
This movie takes place the year after Escape from L.A.
Oh, right, it does.
Yeah,
Holy
it does.
crap.
That was 2013. This is 2014, and there is a new acolyte of Brenloft in town, and his name is Aaron Eckhart.
The Chaos Monger.
Or the Monster, or Adam, or Frankenstein, whatever you want to call him in this movie.
AKA Deep Pockets.
He is one of many names.
One of my other favorite parts of this particular podcast is going into it, Dylan, you're like, we have to make sure we refer to the monster as the monster, because he's not Frankenstein. Frankenstein's the creator. And I'm like, you're such an elitist. Just like, it's Frankenstein. Just get off of it. And now you cannot.
It's because this movie sucks.
Oh, you're blaming the movie.
It
for
ripped out my
sucking.
soul. I am ready to be possessed by a demon, according to the movie's logic.
Is it?
right.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
What was good?
I wouldn't say what was good because that's a reach. What's my favorite part would be, my favorite part. It's kind of it's a mix. It's just Aaron Eckhart's style and body in general. So he's Frankenstein's monster, right? But yet, so he's got all these stitches. He's got all these like scars and these like repairs on his body and face and shit. Yeah. He's obviously of the same person. So it's like either his body just exploded into pieces and then Frankenstein's like, oh, I'll sew you up.
Didn't you hear my explanation in the beginning of this podcast?
Ish.
I told you exactly what happened in the movie.
Well, what?
There was 8 different people.
It's obviously the same guy.
That looked exactly like Aaron Eckhart.
But how many dead people would he... And they would all have to be like fresh dead people.
8.
That looked just like Aaron Eckhart?
All 8.
So it was octuplets. They all died at the same time.
Or they were killed.
Well, they were all in a carriage crash.
The other thing
It's a
is...
very interesting twin theory.
It's not even twin, it's Eckhart theory.
Eckhart theory.
Octo Eckhart?
Octa Eckhart! The other thing is...
Octart? No,
I
that's
love
bad.
Octart. No, that's actually great. It's an Octart. I think I said this before. He looks like the captain of the football team that loves the Smiths or the Cure. He has like so much dark eyeliner on, yet he's like beefed out, like ready to just like throw down and bro down. Like, popping tops on beers and like...
Well,
at the same time playing like soft, I don't know, Cockatoo Twins CDs or something.
I have got to say, You have brought something to my mind that I'm not 100% sure I should share. But speaking of those 8 Aaron Eckharts, the Octart that I call them.
Yep.
Well, what if this version of Frankenstein is just kind of their Captain Planet? With their powers combined, I am Octart.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, I like yours better. Let me tell you.
Still
You were going
Dylan's
to say
thunder.
that already?
No.
How nice of you.
I wasn't gonna say that, but now I have to. But I was gonna say, when you got that many Aaron Eckharts, pieces of each one, you're gonna have one that's like a real bro, and you're gonna have one that's way into the Cure.
Oh, that's so true.
So I mean, that's what you get. And like the face, that was the one that was into the Cure.
Yeah, you do
That
get
heavy
those
eyeliner.
pieces.
And the body was the guy who was super into P90X.
Yeah. Man, guys, I think we got the staple down. It's good.
Much like Aaron Eckhart's face was stapled down back onto itself.
There you go.
Any other favorite parts?
No.
Let's move on to the shitstorm.
Oh, you mean the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Worst bits of this movie.
Oh, Dylan is just ready to go.
No. I'll wait.
You literally have a page of notes. I have 4 lines.
Let's go least to greatest, giving Dylan ample time
to get there. I'll start. The storm. They're the of the storm. The specific parts were anything to do with the science of the fact, like the eels in the electricity. Oh, guess what? Oh, we brought this thing back because of 5 eels. Meh.
Which is the power of 10 hairdryers.
Supposedly.
No, that's science fact. Like what the jewels they said was 10 hairdryers.
Okay, so there we go. So apparently, stupid Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein, brought back some 8 Eckharts, Octart, from 5 eels. He shocked him with 5. First off, how do you get 5 eels all shock at once?
Well, he couldn't get 10 hairdryers because they weren't invented yet.
That's a good point. Well, okay, so there's the science there. But how do you get them all to shock at the same time? Poke them?
It's part of the fire.
Yell at them?
Well, no, he
Shock them? Wait a minute.
No, he didn't. He didn't bring back 8 of them. He killed 8 of them and put them all into one body.
No, not the body. The stupid eels. How do you get them all to go at the same time?
It's
Like,
a
shock them.
It's a Fiesta de Fireworks miracle.
You trained those eels for months to do their one job, like any good American or European or wherever this movie was trying to take place.
I'm done with mine. Who's next?
Dude.
That's Ian, by the way.
Dude.
Oh, boy.
Like I said, eyes like glass. The movie just reflected off of them back into the abyss.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to say the worst part for me was Jai Courtney's completely lifeless performance, except for one small part where he was just like, we have to do this. Then it was all gone and his eyes were dead again.
Real quick, who is Jai Courtney for the people that are not film buffs?
Jai Courtney is an actor. He
Very
was
good.
in that
He was in Spartacus.
he was a Spartacus. He's the blonde guy.
He was in
blonde hair.
Okay, he was also in Live Free, Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard. Was that the one?
No.
It wasn't Jack.
A Good Day to
A
Die
Good
Hard.
Day. He was in A Good Day to Die Hard, the really bad Die Hard movie that was recently done.
Was Jai Courtney the gargoyle that didn't shave?
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
that technically they all didn't shave, though.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but the Persian one looked good with it.
Right. The Persian one was able to grow it out a little bit.
Well, Jai Courtney just looks like that in everything except Spartacus, where he has long blonde hair.
Yeah, that's true. He was also in that, what was it, that one with Tom Cruise, like the Mission Impossible. It wasn't Mission Impossible, some other thing.
Oh, yeah, he was in Jack Reacher.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah. I didn't remember that at all.
Yeah,
Only
he was good in that
he
one.
looks exactly the same in that, too.
Oh,
though, right?
exactly
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
He doesn't change.
No.
But this just completely lifeless performance.
Yeah.
He had nothing going on.
Jai Courtney makes me angry.
Oh, boy.
Just makes me so angry because he's such a fundamentalist, but with no real particular set of beliefs other than I need to be a douche and I have to be an antagonist.
I feel like I have to clarify because you just said these things about Jai Courtney, and you mean his character in the movie, right?
Yeah,
because your stuff was very general right there and could just apply to Jai Courtney.
And we've never met this guy before. Have you ever met this guy?
I'm going to leave this on the table and let the audience decide.
Well, I mean, you've never met Jai Courtney, so
He's making
These are
an educated
assumptions
guess.
that you are making about me.
You've never met Jai Courtney.
Ouch. Where's the trust?
There is none.
Oh boy.
What else was a problem for me was as beautiful as most of this movie was. The gargoyles were so cool. The demons were like freak of the week, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, so buffied.
Early 2000s demon. And it just made me angry that they were so lazy when it came to the demons.
Yeah.
Are you calling Buffy the Vampire Slayer lazy?
Their masks were like blue plate specials.
But it's true, they weren't great. And even then, though, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was doing that week in, week out for the better part of like 10 years. So I can understand. This movie
Recycle those masks.
has no excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse.
They found him in a box. Just
And the other thing that bugged me was, could someone just call a painter? Just bring in a professional construction crew and fix some of these rundown buildings.
Yeah, they were. It looked like Chernobyl. Like the paint was peeling off in like layers and huge chunks.
obviously, it was a building that had been abandoned since Frankenstein's monster was born.
Barely.
I'm so excited for the page of notes that it's about to hit us like a freight
boy.
train.
I'm only using 2 lines from my page of notes.
What the hell's the rest for?
No, well, I mean, it's all stuff I hated.
Well,
No, give it to us, man. Just
go nuts.
just one
I
through
wanna
the
hear
other.
it.
I don't need to give you all these notes. I just really need to
Go forth and destroy.
My favorite one here is near the top, like line 5 is plot, plotty plot, exposition.
Oh, so much exposition.
It's pretty front loaded, wasn't
And
it?
the names like, Nazuriel, son of Jathoth, the son of...
I don't know if he did that.
Prince of the Dark Lord of the
Right.
seventh son of Ted
Right.
Quan.
Slayer of this, lover of that, hater of this, fanboy of this.
Right. Another favorite thing I wrote down. Ooh, look in that microscope, you cheeky.
Ouch.
Wow.
When the Demon King or whatever, Demon Prince, when he really wanted to look in that microscope, but he didn't do it.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
He kept looking at it. He kept looking at it, but he didn't want to look in it because that's what everyone would do, and he's a demon prince.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose to look in that microscope.
It was probably in the script for him to look in the microscope.
But just 2 things. I have 2 things, and one is one that kind of a little bit just irked me, and the other one that I have a fundamental issue with.
Irk.
The irk was his love interest in the movie, the scientist woman, and her line, "His eyes, they hold you,"
Oh,
which I put a qualifier on, said by the only human woman in the movie.
Ooh.
oh my God, you're right.
The only human
I don't
woman.
even think there's even an extra who's a woman.
You never know. Just kind of irked me that she was the only human woman in the movie. I know there were other women, and there was the Gargoyle Queen and everything, but that wasn't a love interest.
wow, I didn't
There was only
notice that.
one possible human being that could have been the love interest, and it was gonna be a human because he was technically human. That's just how that was gonna be, and there was only one possibility. Just seemed a bit cheap to me.
What was the next thing?
The other thing that I had a fundamental issue with, like many of you watching this podcast,
Watching.
I am a fan of Indiana Jones. I respect the historical accuracies that it portrays and the inaccuracies inherent within because it is fiction, but it really tries to go for certain themes and how things would work. In the first movie, like on religious levels, how things would have been for the people back then, and it just really brought home how things were perceived in different time periods. It was very good at that. That being said, Frankenstein, the box that they kept Victor Frankenstein's journal in, the gargoyles, this was not the box of a carpenter. This was gaudy as f***, and that should not stand. This is a religious order, and like they're stone. They don't care about like looking all pretty and stuff. They're dirty half the time. But they have like the jeweliest box in the universe holding a journal, and I think there was a necklace. There were probably some Easter eggs they're trying to throw in for I, Frankenstein 2 in there as well that they never got around to, because thank God they never got around to it.
It's only been 2 years.
I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm just.
I thought you were gonna say it looks like the Ark of the Covenant in the Lost Ark, because it kind of did look like a miniature of the Ark of the Covenant.
It's.
Don't get mad at me. Don't huff and guff.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the Ark of the Covenant a little bit. I mean, it didn't have like angels, but it like had a peak.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a
gold.
box. It looked like a golden box with a cross and shit. It wasn't even the cross they used for everything else in this movie. It was
That
a
is
normal
true.
cross.
It looks like something they bought at like Anthropology.
So continue.
Continue. I don't know. That's
One of my favorite moments was hashtag bitch boss king prince of hell when the demon prince is talking to this guy or this demon, and the demon's like, I think I wounded it, so I came back here to tell you that I think I wounded it, and everyone died. And the demon prince is like, you presumed to know what I wanted. Yes, like any good worker.
Well, it's like I didn't call you on my cell phone. Like, hey, what should I do now? Like, what's up?
Should I have Snapchatted it?
Yeah.
I could have periscoped the whole thing.
Yeah.
You could have told me what to do while it was happening. I had that written down too. That boss.
I think we should go to our next segment, and let's.
Do another segment.
Yeah, we got another segment, which is
Who's this for and what's your rating?
who's this for and what's your rating? The rating for me, considering most of this movie takes place in or around a massive cathedral.
I think it's a couple massive cathedrals.
No, I think it's just the one. I think we have one massive cathedral filled with stained glass.
Damn.
In fact, just stained glass enthusiasts would love this movie. And so...
Well, they'd cry during the parts where stained glass was broken.
Right. So I'm going to give this movie a very religious 10 out of 12 apostles.
Oh.
But who is it for?
It's for the religiously stained glass minded.
Oof. Yeah, I really did not think about this one before I started talking. Who's this for? I would say it's for people who like comic books but don't read them. That's what I would say. I'd say it's people who like the idea of comic books. Like, oh yeah, those are cool. People like those things. That's cool to get into, right? Cool. And the rating would be, I don't know, pretending 8 out of 10.
You're giving it a poser 8?
Poser 8. There we go. I would have gotten there if I hadn't had so many beers. I also had a sneaky vodka I stole. That's fine.
Yeah, I think this rating for you is a 6-pack and a sneaky vod.
That's almost an 8.
Sneaky Vod's worth at least 2.
I like the sneaky vod. That's a good nickname.
We will. Yes,
I don't want
that
the
is your
nickname. By the way.
nickname.
Yeah, no, I
Sneaky
just
Vod.
real quick. I thought when I just
You just said you liked it. It's yours for all time.
I like somebody else being called sneaky
No,
vod.
you're stuck with it.
No, come on, some foreigner, not me.
If I had your cell phone number, you would be in it as Sneaky Vod.
Good thing I did not get to give it to you.
I have his number in his
No!
right now.
God. Come on.
You're gonna have the worst trouble finding him in your phone next time.
The best part is like when you professionally text me, it's gonna say like, "Hey, by the way, blah 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 blah. Thanks, Sneaky Vod." Yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
My wife picks up the phone. What's Sneaky Vod mean?
Oh, it's just an old nickname from high school.
You don't know them from high school.
It's something you shared with us.
I just got drunk off Sneaky Vodka. That's all.
You got drunk well before the Sneaky Vodka.
Well, tit for tat, guys. Here we go. Next person.
I would say that this movie was for the people who like those would-be horror action flicks that are real popular. The things that would have been horror movies long ago and use all the stuff from horror movies, like vampires and werewolves and gargoyles and shit. And that would have been a horror movie like 20 years ago, but now they like take away all the horror shit and they make it all action movie-y. weirdness. So it's for those people. And it got a 5 out of 10.
So they
It
fucking
was
hated it.
not good at being what it wanted to be.
So you're saying what it got.
Yeah.
That's just its IMDb rating.
Oh,
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have looked up IMDb
Awesome.
on this thing.
I think it might be 5.5 or 5.1.
Doesn't it have like a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes though?
Oh yeah.
Ouch. They're more truthful.
I have a page of notes about this movie, and I think one of them is positive. I don't know who this movie was made for. This was a money-grubbing exec, like wanting to spin off Underworld without telling anybody, so it's not really a spin-off of Underworld. And so they just made a movie with Frankenstein's monster, and it didn't do so hot. Because what you gonna do? I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who this movie was made for, so I'm just gonna recycle a rating I gave before and give this 8 out of 10 war crimes.
War crimes?
War crimes.
I want to talk about I, Frankenstein 2, otherwise known as I, Frankenstein.
A-Y-E, A-Y-E.
No. I as in like Roman numeral. I, Frankenstein. I get you, Dave.
You gross.
Exactly.
I want to see it happen. And here are the things that I want to see. And
Clearly, he develops a stutter in that movie.
I want to see the bride of Frankenstein come and be a legitimate love interest.
Well, main scientist chick dies and is brought back to life as the bride of Frankenstein.
I would also like to see, there are all these demons, and one of the throwaway lines, which I thought was very important to understand, the demon prince says, "You think you've accomplished anything here today? You've accomplished nothing. I've got facilities like this all over the world." And his creepy little science goblin downloads the Victor Frankenstein book onto the flash drive and runs away, and you never see him. It's prepped for I, Frankenstein. I want it to be in colonial America. I don't care if there's a flash drive. This movie makes no fucking sense in the first place.
They use a time machine.
They use a time machine.
Oh my god.
I'm going to respectfully say you're wrong about Frankenstein and tell you that Frankenstein picks up just after this movie ends, and we zoom all the way across the world to wherever the hell Victor Frankenstein made the monster, and we see the rest of the pieces of the 8 Aaron Eckharts come together to form probably around 7 Aaron Eckharts
Maybe
to try and get their revenge on their brother who now has a soul.
They call him Stinkin' Frine.
They want him to join them at not having a soul anymore, so they can go back to being the Octart.
No, he is the Octart. He is made of pieces of all of them.
Well, then they are all the Octart.
They want the Octart to become a thing again. He's broken up the band.
At that point, they're the Octartlets.
That's horrible, but I'll give it to you.
So my sequel.
Oh yeah.
It would be I, Frankenstein. And Frankenstein moves to Mississippi to become a steamboat captain. But
It's like the end.
and he has a very nice, peaceful life with the love interest, whatever her name was, throwaway scientist chick. And it's kind of just a romantic comedy.
It sounds like a Gershwin musical. All right, now's the time of the day or evening. All right, now is the time of the podcast where we try to figure out what is next for this collective fellowship of crappy movie watchers.
And this time we have something of a list.
Oh.
We thought ahead, and let me tell you, we got some movies.
And we actually have who they connect to, right? You wrote it all down.
So I picked 3.
Well, I mean, we're just going to choose from 4, so we have the 4.
So we have
fours.
number 1, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Which is topical since Deadpool just came out.
Right. Socrates Otto was the name of the actor.
What?
And he played one of the gargoyles.
Who were part angel.
We have Jai Courtney in Terminator Genesis, which was an awful movie. Awful movie.
But we're doing a whole lot of really new movies right now. And I think we need to step back a little bit.
Well, what else we got?
We have Aaron Eckhart and the 2003 masterpiece, The Core.
We also have,
Yeah.
I want to say 1995. One of the guys that was in the Underworld movies too. He was the large black imposing demon.
So he was like the bouncer in this.
He was the
one.
one with the
You
really
mean
deep
he
voice.
was the black guy in the
I guess he was. Yes,
He was the token black dude in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure he died.
with the insanely deep voice.
Yeah, with the crazy deep voice. He's also in the Underworld movies, but he is in the 1995 movie Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal.
We are watching Steel, guys.
I don't think we need to flip a coin for that.
Steel.
Raise your hand for Steel.
Well, this isn't a visual podcast here, boys.
I mean, well, we could say who voted for
How
what.
about an I Frankenstein for Steel?
Aye, Frankenstein.
I f***ing Frankenstein.
We can get to those other movies you wanted later, Dave.
X-Men Wolverine is such a bad movie.
There's a
Guess
lot
what?
of people.
Guess what's the worst comic book movie than X-Men Wolverine?
Steel?
Steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen either of these.
You do know that was coming from the Spider-Man or the Superman, the Superman death.
Yeah,
right?
the Death and Return of Superman.
Right.
And
All right.
they couldn't legally connect it to that.
Which is bad.
They got the name of they only got the rights
Because
to,
you can't copyright an element.
No, well, they only got the rights to the character John Henry Irons. They couldn't get the rights to anything that surrounded him. So all they have is the character.
I do have a
Watching
question.
Steel.
No, I do have a question. What's this core movie I want to know about?
Core is
We can just watch
the
that sometime.
center of the Earth has stopped moving,
What?
and Aaron Eckhart has to lead a subterranean vessel filled with scientists to the center of the Earth in order to set off certain nuclear explosions.
Nuclear. Okay, George Bush.
To set off certain nuclear explosions in order to jumpstart the Earth again.
That's it.
That sounds really terrible too.
It's not so great.
Who else is in it? DJ Quails, Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart, other people. The $1 Million Baby Girl.
Hilary Swank?
Hilary Swank, I believe, is in it.
Is she in it?
Or
Pretty
the
sure-
poor man's
No,
Hilary
no,
Swank.
no. Hilary Swank is in.
Hilary Swank is in The Core. I was right.
Yeah, he said you were right.
And not the poor man's Hilary Swank.
Who's
the
that?
poor man's Hilary Swank?
Oh, man.
Hillary Swank with less money.
Well,
$100 baby.
is that what we decided, by the way? Is it Steel or is it the
Totally
core?
watching Steel.
See you next week.
We'll be drunk on absinthe.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Whoa.
Wow.
You just said it, not me. Well, wait, I did say it.
You said it.
Yeah, you said it. You sound excited.
This is Dave. We'll be drunk on absinthe.
That was Brett.
That's the worst Dave impersonation.
That was just
That's
your
far
voice.
too deep a voice.
This is Dave.
This is Dave. We'll be drunk on absinthe.
There you go. A little more velvety, a little less masculine, and you're almost there.
A little less masculine.
This is Dave.
Not feminine.
Look at its eyes. The way they hold you.